GoldStars and ultimately going on to win the competition. Backing Bibiani for revenge. They failed to beat GoldStars here in the Premier League last season. For Bibiani GoldStars, they would want to wrap it up before the commencement of the season with 3 trophies. The Premier League, the Galka Top 4, and possibly the Champion of Champions. That's the Bibiani GoldStars lineup. Goalkeeper Emmanuel Kobe, their trusted pair of fans, is imposed at the right back. The Samuel Echampon, Bright Boache at left back. They are combining in central defense. They have Kelvin Opon and Gideon Anaba, who had a sterling campaign in the top 4. Ofori McCarthy, Michael Nkwakunto. Atakumi is leading the attack for them with Samson Eduku, the former Kotoko attacker.
The GoldStars, and clearly they've seen, lots of changes, especially in central midfield, and it clearly gives them an opportunity to try new hands before they get ready for the new season, and especially the CAF Champions League.
Referee Charles Bono takes the toss of the coin. Samba O'Neill wins the toss. He gets to choose where Kotoko will be playing from, and GoldStars will do the kickoff. Blue is our centre man. He's assisted by Roland Addy. Paula Timaka is second assistant referee, and Yusuf Adari Latif is the 4th referee for this afternoon's game here in Bibiani. That's the Kotoko lineup. Just 2 changes to the team that lost to GoldStars in the Galka top 4. There's Kamara, Shaibu, Esiedu, Samba O'Neill, Henry Enso, Hilary Adabo, Albert Amwa, Emmanuel Entry, Morrison Donzo, who replaces Kwame Opoku, Sergio Joseph, and then Philip Amo. These are the guys starting for the Porcupine Warriors this afternoon.
Not many changes to the Asante Kotoko setup. Zito doesn't want to cut and change. So many chops and changes resulted in them losing all the 3 games at the Galka top 4. A 4th consecutive loss will be very much disappointing, and clearly the reason why Morrison Donzo seems to be the man who would be leading the attack instead of Kwame Opoku. The 4-3-2-1 seems to be Zito's trump card, and he's deploying it this afternoon.
Coach Karim Zito has said this game is a perfect rehearsal for Asante Kotoko in the build-up to the African Confederations Cup campaign. They have a trip to Nigeria against Kwara United in the opening stages of the CAF Confederations Cup. For the opponents, Bibiani GoldStars, is a big deal for them in their maiden campaign in Africa as they travel to Algeria to play against the more established JS Kabylie. This is a perfect grounds for them to prepare for that fixture in Algiers. It's GoldStars and Kotoko in the 2025 Champion of Champions.
Well, very big clash. The two will be looking forward to getting the very best. And if you look at Asante Kotoko, for the last time they won the league, they couldn't play in the Champion of Champions because they had hosts of other players with the Black Galaxies, and that game couldn't come off. GoldStars will be looking forward to making the Western North region proud again.
Battle lines are drawn. We're good to go here at the Dance Park in Bibiani. This is the official and traditional curtain raiser to the Ghanaian football season. This one-off fixture is being played in accordance with Article 9 of the Ghana Premier League regulations that sees the winner of the top flight up against the winner of the FA Cup. Kotoko have several new signings on their bench, the likes of Hubert Jehu, likes of Zakaria Fuseni, Francis Aqua, all of them on the bench for the Porcupines this afternoon. They also have the former Accra Lions centre-back Hamzata, who is yet to make a competitive debut for the Porcupines. It's GoldStars who will get us going here. Just waiting for the signal of referee Charles Bulu to hit the ground running for this game. All eyes on Charles Bulu as he puts the whistle to his mouth and get ready. Takes a look at his watch. There we go. That's the 2025 Champion of Champions at the dance park between Bibiani GoldStars Kotoko. First throw-in of the afternoon. Advantage Asante Kotoko. Patrick Kasiedu, the former Brecum Chelsea left back to take the throw-in for Kotoko. Ball headed away by Kelvin Upon. Here is Kasiedu. Short of ideas, wants to get back to his central defender.
Very resilient team GoldStars are, and for Asante Kotoko, they need to be 110% to beat them this afternoon.
Early corner for Asante Kotoko, but GoldStars were up. Some injury concerns early in the game. Central defender Kelvin Upon goes down, helped up by Bulu. Kotoko have a corner just after 1 minute. There's Emmanuel Entry behind it. And Entry swings one, not good enough. Sambo O'Neill tries to get something of it. Sambo O'Neill shoots, is blocked by Upon again. And Eduku will want to take on Shaibu. That's good play from Samson Eduku. Puts one through for Takumi. Chance for GoldStars. And it's missed. Kamara calmly collects it.
Good show of strength there by Samson Eduku. Very much experienced. He knows the Kotoko centre backs. These are players he played with a couple of months ago in Kumasi. But that was very poor decision making coming in from Shaibu. And ultimately, Henry Entu, who missed that challenge.
Here is Eduku. Control unable to get to the ball. And Albert Amo will take responsibility for Kotoko. Here is Amo. He finds Amo. Amo trying to thread one through for Modifin Donzo. Donzo shows great strength and finds Amo. Back to Donzo. Amo is an option for Donzo. Good play from Amo. Can't go past Smaka. Try and get someone for support. Hilary Adabo in the middle. There's a foul against Asante Kotoko, set Kojose.
Amo playing with some confidence there. During the last game in the Galka Top 4, he couldn't have a very solid game, but this time around he looks more vibrant than he used to be. There's a player who joined Asante Kotoko just this season from New Edubiase, but formerly he played for Pacific Heroes. Very much witty on the left flank.
Free kick for GoldStars. Comes ball in. Kumi went up for it. The quiz bits into it. Here is Shaibu. Enchi. Adabo wants an option and he finds Ensu. Amwa. Kajose loses out to Konto. Asedu stops it for Kotoko. There's a long ball in looking for Marifin Donzo. A GoldStars defend their lines well. Gideon Anaba had a very great tournament in the Galka Top 4.
GoldStars seem to have an unchanged centre-back partnership from the last Premier League game they played. It's given them too much solidity, and Kotoko needs to be very clever in order to outwit that centre-back pair.
Hilary Adabo winning the foul after colliding with McCarthy, who is wearing the armband for GoldStars this afternoon here at the Dance Park. He was out for about 90% of the previous season due to injury. If he's fully fit, he's an exciting player to watch on any day. Apia McCarthy, the former Obuasi Ashanti Gold midfielder. O'Neill sends one in. Donzo goes up for it, flicks it, looking for Amwa. Ball is cleared away by Opon, and it's Atakumi, chased down by Shaibu. He wins the ball, shout for a foul by the home force, but Bulu is convinced there was no foul in there.
I think there was too much strength. There was too much strength there from Shaibu. And I think he just batched into his man. He never went for the ball. And clearly, as you can see, Atakumi down on the turf and lots of pain. He's their trusted man for goals. Eduku may be doing all the hard work, but Atakumi is their trusted man for goals.
Second look, and it feels Shaibu was too aggressive with this challenge. GoldStars will be worried because he's their main man. They'll be looking forward to his goals in the African campaign. He scored twice in the top 4 to emerge as top scorer. He scored double figures last season in the Premier League. He backed 10 goals. Samuel Atakumi.
Aside his goal scoring prowess, he's a man who works tirelessly on the left-hand side of attack for them. They'll be quite disappointed if they lose him very early in this game.
Morrison Donzo. Good run from Donzo. Here is Enchi. Can he shoot? Lovely tackle from Opon. Now Kunto. McCarthy was a target. Wasn't paying attention. Yakubu is arriving. Shaibu is arriving. He goes down and Bulu whistles for a free kick in favor of Asante Kotoko. The right back was trying to make his way into enemy territory, only to be caught by Apia McCarthy.
The intent was very clear. Shaibu Abubakar, very, very smart. He quickly nicked the ball off the feet of Apia Makati. But he had already committed himself for the foul. Charles Bulu had nothing extra to give than whistle for a free kick. Very vibrant player. If you look at the Asante Kotoko team during the top 4, they looked more promising than any of the outfield players.
In a competition where they were disappointing, he emerged as a brighter spot in the stands. A shot a while ago. It's Black Stars coach Otoado, together with the team manager of the Black Stars, Aminu Shadow. They're scheduled to leave Ghana for Chad on Tuesday for the World Cup qualifier. Then on Monday, they take on Mali at the Accra Sports Stadium.
A very big week ahead of them, and I'm sure very much ready for the action. After the AFCON failure, the World Cup qualification is the target.
Kotoko's Shaibu Abubakar has been attended to. In the meantime, Sambo O'Neill will effect the free kick dip into GoldStars area. Kobe is out with a punch. Here is Enchi. Now Philip Amo right in the box. That's a very poor one from Amo. That's a foul. Michael Nkua brought down by Esiedu. Cautioned by Bulu. He must be careful, Patrick Esiedu.
Lots of early bad tackles in the game. Less than 10 minutes, and you can see each and every team flying in with the tackles. It was clearly going for the man, Patrick Esiedu. He knew he was the last man. He had to take one for the team.
These days, Kotoko's preferred left back. It doesn't look good for Shaibu. He might just take early shower because of that injury he picked up. The medics are trying as hard as they can to get him back on the pitch, but it's not looking good for the right back. GoldStars with a ball in Kotoko's area. Away by O'Neill. Cleared by Esiedu. Here is Amo. Count out space by Boache, but it's still Kotoko in possession. Emmanuel Enchi. Hilaria Dabo. Good play from the former RTU man. That's a bad tackle. It's a tackle from behind. The call came late. Regardless, it's a good call from Charles Bulu.
Well, that was a tackle from behind, and clearly a malicious one, as a matter of fact. Amo wanted to stay on his feet, but clearly the pain seemed to have gotten to him, and he had to drop. Very good decision from the referee. Bright Boache was ragged there.
10 minutes in Bibiani at the dance park. It's GoldStars nil, Kotoko nil. Free kick for Kotoko. Patrick Isiedu swings one in. Kobe's arriving and makes light work of it.
The intention is very clear to find Murphy and Donzo. But the strike was too direct into the goalkeeper's area. Kobe would always be happy to pick that one up.
Eduku, brilliant turn from Eduku to go past Samba O'Neill. Now he goes down and Bulu will reach his pocket. It will be a yellow card to the Kotoko captain. It's just 10 minutes and Samba O'Neill gets booked. I tell you what, when Kotoko met GoldStars in the Premier League last season at this venue, Samba O'Neill was yellow carded.
And even in that first game during the Gal Top 4, he was yellow carded. It looks like Eduku was very, very much troublesome. And this afternoon, he's repeating the same dose. It's difficult for Kotoko to find an antidote to the striker they easily let go.
The familiarity is playing to the advantage of Samson Eduku. Having trained with these guys for over 6 months, he knows their shortcomings and he's really making them feel his presence. Here is Apia McCarthy, goes low on the left side. Archman's ball, a champion's ball is stopped, is cleared away. Anaba is alone. Adabo, Albert Armour, he's been very quiet in the opening 10 minutes. Emmanuel Enchi goes down right before Charles Bulu, fouled by Apia McCarthy. Free kick for Kotoko. Kumasi Asante Kotoko have made the first substitution of the afternoon. Former Accra Lions defender Musa Hamzata replaces the former Karela right back Shaibu Abubakar, who is out through injury in this early stages of the game. Hamzata is a product of the Kempon Football Academy. He joined Accra Lions 2 seasons ago and is already a porcupine after his second stint in the Ghanaian top flight. Here is Siedu. He keeps the poor ball away. And here is Eduku. Atakumi is racing on the left-hand side. Eduku hangs on to possession. A champon. Atakumi. Eduku to Atakumi. Good passing from the former Karela man. Anaba to Kobe. The flag is up, it's offside against GoldStars Michael Nkua.
Clearly frustration hitting the assistant coaches of Asante Kotoko. They are clearly not finding the rhythm they would want. And with a change to the right back who looked more promising, Hamzata has a lot of work to do. For an adapt centre back, they would have to deal with the pace and skill of Atakumi.
Donzo, he beats upon in the air, but Anaba to the rescue. It's a poor challenge from Emmanuel Enchi.
Emmanuel Enchi hasn't really dazzled like the Enchi who was seen 2 seasons ago with a crack great Olympics. Very brilliant, very good with his set pieces, but that brilliance has fallen off.
Here is Atakumi. Foul on Atakumi by Hamzata. Hamzata is a central defender and he's been slotted to the right side of defense in the absence of Shaibu. It'll be interesting to see how he performs in that role, but here is Amo. Down the right, he's got Anaba approaching. Amo goes down. There was no contact. Goal kick.
He was clearly looking for it. I think the first challenge from Apia McCarthy should have attracted the foul, but he wriggled it off, decided to move further, and got himself into the penalty area where he was already going down. No referee would give this, but he looks a bit more exciting than when he showed up at the Galka full.
Brought in from New Edubiase amongst the 40 new players in the Kotoko fold. In Kua's run, here is Eduku. It's a dink trying to find Nkua again. Eduku, stopped by entry. Assistant referee's flag is up. GoldStars have the advantage.
Well, Emmanuel entry there with a very high foot, and I'm sure it's the reason why the assistant referee decided to raise his flag. The referee, Charles Bulu, gave him the foul. Eduku still a thorn in the flesh of Asante Kotoko. They always say familiarity breeds contempt, and I think Kotoko would have a lot to deal with this afternoon regarding Eduku.
GoldStars have a free kick. On the right side of attack is Apia McCarthy, the dead ball specialist, to take it for GoldStars. GoldStars have about 7 players in the Kotoko 18-yard box. McCarthy lines up to deliver. Bulu whistles and McCarthy will step forward for it. Goes for goal. Well defended by Samba O'Neill. Is a corner for us. GoldStars.
We clearly know Kotoko's defensive frailties, and if you look at their previous games, they're very much susceptible to deliveries from the left and right hand side. Area balls are difficult for Kotoko to deal with. Konake considered they'll be glad to have this one to test the Porcupines again.
Michael Nkua to take the corner for GoldStars. Nkua swings one in. Heads go up. Kelvin Opon tried to get something on it, but it's Kunto who rallies back to find Anaba. Kunto all the way back to Emmanuel Kobe.
Kobe will be glad to have these every single minute of this afternoon. He wasn't really tested when Kotoko played against them, and he will be very much happy if little work is available for him to do.
Enzo Morifin Donzo, he's up against Gideon Anaba. Donzo swings one in. Nobody's arriving for Asante Kotoko. A champon. The left back is showing great design. He wins the foul for GoldStars.
Enough grace from him. And if you look at that previous chance that fell towards Asante Kotoko, Albert Amor was just lacking at the edge of the penalty area, but he had to get into the box to try attack those balls.
Free kick for GoldStars again. This time Hamza Tamusa, the culprit, the player who just got introduced in by Karim Zito, flowing the injury to Shaibu Abubakar. Apia McCarthy again behind the free kick. Approaching 20 minutes. McCarthy to take the GoldStars free kick. He's got a couple of brilliant goals from the set piece during his days at Ashford. Here is McCarthy. Goes for goal. Nearly beat Kamara. Kotoko cleared the lines eventually. Early scare for the Porcupines.
That was a very brilliant one there from McCarthy. He hit it on the laces. It bounced just right in front of Kamara, who punched it away, but Eduku was late and couldn't finish up.
Here is Amo on the other side for Asante Kotoko. Sends across to Amo, who comes to Donzo. But Donzo is clearly offside. No questions about that.
Albert should have read the situation. He should have clearly seen that Donzo was clearly ahead of every single man. It was a great opportunity for him himself to bring it down under control and try work the goalkeeper from inside the penalty area. Very good decision, but poor timing.
Emmanuel Adi's ball in. Konto was controlling it for Ebdoku, not on the same page. A champion's header. Atakumi controls well. He's got Hamza to confront. Goes down from the challenge of Amo. Another free kick for GoldStars.
That is what Kotoko want to do this afternoon. Clearly break GoldStars off their fluidity.
Donzo, a double. Donzo, good ball to find Amo. Heavy touch from Amo. And GoldStars will pick it up. Here is Konto. Now McCarthy. Great vision from McCarthy, but the control from Nkua letting him down. But it was a clash of heads between Nkua and Asiedu, and his left Asiedu down. And GoldStars have their striker Atakumi also down.
It's clearly not looking too good for him. Right from that challenge, he endured from Shaibu Abubakar in the opening minutes of the game. It clearly seems there's a problem to the edge of his knee. I'm not too sure whether he would be able to continue. And on the other side, Asante Kotoko also have to deal with that head injury to Patrick Asiedu. Hopefully it's not a concussion that will send him out for the remainder of the game.
Last season, Kotoko drew goalless with GoldStars at this venue. And in the reverse fixture in Kumasi on match day 15, Kotoko won by 2-0 with goals coming from the departed Justice Blay and Kwame Opoku. It was a game that Boachitre got red carded. They had to play with 10 men and went on to lose that game. But 2 seasons ago, they were held 1-0 by Kotoko at this venue. Yaya Draman, who left to join us last season, scored, and Kotoko scored through Mukwala. They were given a baptism of fire in their maiden Premier League season. Kotoko beat them 5-0 in Kumasi. Again, George Mfege grabbed the brace with other goals coming from Etuga, Samuel Boateng and Augustine in Japan. And they drew 1-1 in their very first meeting here in the BNE. Isaac upon scoring, and Safutela hitting the back of the net. Abednego Tete scoring for GoldStars, and Safutela hitting the back of the net for Asante Kotoko. Yet to beat Asante Kotoko GoldStars. A champion's clearance. Samba O'Neill is all alone. Samba is trying to pick out his Siedu. Amwa looking for entry, goes down. Donzo flag is up. Morifin Donzo is offside.
He clearly knew he was offside, and I think he needs to check his runs. I was waiting for that delivery from Albert Amwa. He was also looking at getting the option very much easier, but Donzo found himself too quick, and I think that he's always looking for the ball much more earlier than is being supplied to him.
Samba O'Neill shows great strength to dispossess Nkua of the ball.
Quite interesting to see. The two sets of teams seems to be very much cautious this afternoon. It wasn't like the last game they played a little over a week ago at the University of Ghana Stadium.
Another injury worry for GoldStars. Centre back Emmanuel Adi has gone down.
That will be very much painful. The collision between himself and Kelvin Opon. They came down worse. And as you can see, Adi, very young player from Park Academy, joining this season, is clearly going to fight for his position with Francis Cheney, who is ill and couldn't make the starting 11.
Asiedu to take the throw. He's trying to find Amwa. Amwa beats it McCarthy in the air, but upon his first in the air, here is Amwa. Now Enchi. Good defending from Bibiani GoldStars right back. Right, Boache. Watch it join from Bofo Kotano last season alongside Kobe and Kelvin Opon. Throwing it straight to Emmanuel Kobe. Nkua beaten to it by Samba O'Neal. Akpia Makati. Boache. Hamzata gets it for Kotoko. Enchi. Hamzata, he's seen the run of Philip Amo down the right side, but it's headed away by the left back for GoldStars, Samuel Champo.
Very good distribution there from Hamzata. Very well-known centre-back who can play in central midfield. You can see his distribution and eye for that pass.
Hamzata is trying to get to Donzo. Anaba is quick to react, and here is attack Kumi. Eduku is up against Sambo O'Neal. This time, Eduku is unable to trouble the Kotoko defense. Asiedu can't pick out a red shirt, and Kobe will collect it coolly.
A rush with the ball, and you can see the confusion from Abdul Karim Zito. Asante Kotoko seem to be getting to the final third of the pitch, but the decision making hasn't been prudent. That isn't what the coach wants to see from his target man.
Henry Enso. Enchi, Adabo, O'Neal. Sambo O'Neal is trying to pick out Amo. Gets to Enchi. He's got another approach, and here is Emmanuel Enchi. Manages to send a cross, but it's straight to goalkeeper Emmanuel Kobe. Impressive from Emmanuel Enchi.
Very much impressive, and this is what the team wants from him. Maybe next time outside the goalkeeper's area. He was too close to Kobe, and he came out together with ease.
And Enchi, after that effort, has gone down, and you can sense from the frustrations he's expressing that it's not looking good for the Kotoko number 10.
So much pain for him. It looked more like Samuel Champon left a bit of the start on his ankle. And as you can see, the signal from the medical team, it doesn't look too good. Doesn't look too good for Emmanuel Enchi as well.
Kotoko might just be forced to do a second substitution, but Enchi is up on his feet. He might just get back onto the pitch for the Porcupines.
They cannot afford to lose him. They've lost a couple of central midfielders who were very much key to their success last season. Justice Blay out of contract and left the team. And Andrews and Tim Men, a very industrious figure, is also out due to his crucial ligament tear Enchi seems to be the only surviving member from last season's midfield trio.
Here is Hamzata. Hilary Adabu. Fouled from behind by Michael Nkua. We've done 30 minutes at the dance park in Bibiani in the 2025 Champion of Champions. GoldStars nil, Kotoko nil.
Well, it's been an end-to-end action, but the final decisions in the attacking third for the two teams hasn't been too much impressive. Hopefully, in the final minute, could probably be very much prudent and see a goal before the break.
Emmanuel Enchi up against Kelvin Opon, and Enchi gets the corner for Asante Kotoko.
On his A game, he's very much difficult to deal with, and it looks more like he's warmed up into the game. After half an hour, Kotoko will be looking forward to him for most of the creativity in the team.
Bulu has got a word for Anaba and Hamzata, and they both have very decent heights. It's Enchi to take the corner. Enchi bends one in, away by Kelvin Opon at the near post. Foul on Atakumi by Patrick Esedu.
Well, it's quite disappointing to see all the set pieces being wasted by the two teams. When you get into Africa campaign, these are the opportunities that can fetch you goals.
Good play from Enchi, but he gives the ball away. Here is McCarthy. Eduku. At the right back, it's Bright Boache. Racing forward with confidence, tries to get to Eduku, and Sambo O'Neill will shield the ball for Kamara to take responsibility.
Well, they cannot take chances. And the last competitive game they played, it was due to defensive mishap that ensured Hatterfolk, Frank Duku got the opening against them. They wouldn't want to make any more errors.
Amwa is late for it. Atakumi can't go past Esiedu. Here is Hilary at double. Was transferred from Samatex to Kotoko, having played for RTU 2 seasons ago. Adabu to Amo. It's a clumsy challenge on Hilary Adabu by Apia McCarthy. Adabu is complaining that McCarthy used his elbow on him.
McCarthy seems not to be finding his rhythm. He's been tasked to do a lot more of covering the ground, and as you can see, that elbow was out of frustration of not having enough of the ball. That could have easily been a yellow card. He's been spared by the referee.
That's a very poor ball from Hamzata. He's gifted possession. Here is Michael Nkua up against Hamzata Musa. Kotoko double up with Ensu joining. But Enchi will take care of matters in midfield for Kotoko. His ball is tracked back by a champion. Here is McCarthy from the pass of Adi. Kelvin Opon, tripped from behind by Morifin Donzo. Right in the middle of the park is a free kick for GoldStars. GoldStars have taken off Atakumi for Berimaba, the former Nations FC attacker. Nkua wants to shoot, and Kamara is up to the task. Couldn't make a first time save, but he equally prevented it from causing any problems for the Porcupines. Seem to have gotten injured in the process, seem to have collided with Eduku.
Well, very clever try there from Nkua, and I can see the goalkeeper on the turf is trying to just ease the pressure of Asante Kotoko in the last 2 minutes. Nkua has switched from right to left because of Hamzata. He knows he doesn't have the pace, he doesn't have the agility to quickly turn and face him. And that was clever from him, bringing it onto his right to shoot. With the absence and the exit of Atakumi, I'm sure he'll be glad to have the left-hand side of the attack to make hay.
So both teams have been forced to make changes through injuries. That's the early opportunity that fell to Inkua. Precision on the drive. Kamara initially struggled, but he had to be on guard. Ensu is looking for Donzo. Heads it down for Seth Kojose. Chance for Kotoko. Amwa on his left foot, and it's gone way over the bar.
Well, the decision was brilliant from Seth Kojo. He found Albert Amwa, but very good from Bright Boache. He kept it tight, close to him. Amwa couldn't have the right body balance and had to blast the ball way off target.
Donzo against Opon. Opon wants to play the safety first precaution, doesn't want to take chances.
With what has been seen presently in the last couple of games, he wouldn't want to add his name to the list of howlers.
Sedu's throw away by Opon. Here is Patrick Esedu. Hilaria Dabo brought down again by Apia McCarthy.
McCarthy doing more of the tackling than the distribution and creative play you'd expect from him. Kotoko seemed to have stepped up their game.
Hamzat struggling to get a firm control as Anaba gets the ball out as a Kotoko throw. Seth Kajol decides to take the throw in, sends one in. Led by Anaba, only as far as Hilaria Dabo. Onto the right side, searching for Seth Kojose. Adabo. Amo. Good skill. He wins the foul for Asante Kotoko. He's been impressive this afternoon, Philip Amo.
Very smart and sharp. He stepped up his game. And Zito would love to see a lot more from him.
Made his debut for Kotoko in the Toyota Cup against Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa a couple of weeks ago. But he didn't light the top four up, raising questions about his readiness to don the Kotoko shirt. Entry's efforts hooked away. And Kobe will fist the ball away. But in the meantime, the flag was even up for offside.
While Henry Antu failing to pick up the right positioning, and H.E.'s header very tight, very close, but it looked like Kobe had it all covered. He came out very bold and bright to fist that away.
No goals in Bibiani. We're approaching 40 minutes. GoldStars nil, Kotoko nil. Here is Konto. He's up against Entry. Adabo, Ensu, Entry. Good ball trying to find Donzo. Here is Morifin Donzo. He hits the side post. That was so close for Kotoko's opening goal. Decent effort from Morifin Donzo.
Very intelligent pass there from Emmanuel Entry, picking up his man. He ran to the edge of the goalkeeper's area. There was an effort with a dink by the upright, saving Emmanuel Kobe and GoldStars. Most impressive play this afternoon we've seen so far.
Konto. Here is Eduku. Now Berimaba his first involvement in the game since he was introduced. That's a very poor clearance from Albert Amoah.
He clearly seems a bit absent from the game after 40 minutes. The Albert you want to see.
Another awkward clearance from Esiedu, but Kamara will take it up for Kotoko. Emmanuel Konto brought down by Emmanuel Enchi. Free kick, GoldStars. Confirmation of your scoreline after 40 minutes of action here at the Dance Park. Some kind of argument in the stands between the Kotoko fans and the GoldStars fans.
Agitation. Everyone's quest is to be superior this afternoon. You can understand the emotions.
The early season bragging rights. Huge motivation for the two teams. And of course, a piece of silverware to add to their collections. GoldStars have the Gal Cup top 4 in the Premier League. In their trophy cabinet, they want to add the Champion of Champions. Kotoko, after winning the President's Cup, the Toyota Cup, and the FA Cup, would want to get a fourth with the Champion of Champions. Kojo say to Amo. Here we said, Kojo said the former Bichem United midfielder joined Kotoko this season. Here is Sedu. Goes down. He wanted the foul. He caught for it. And GoldStars commits themselves as a free kick for Asante Kotoko.
Bold and fearless from Esiedu. He has the skill, he has the pace to outwit players. But there was no way he was going to be allowed to move a further meter by Konto.
Patrick Esiedu originally started as an offensive midfielder and number 10 during his days at Ochiman Planners in Achimtafo. Had to be converted into a left back by a foreign scout who saw him on a mission to scout in Ghana, and since then he's been one of the finest left backs to grace the Premier League in the last 2 seasons from his days at Brecum Chelsea. Will it be Enchi or Esiedu? And Enchi goes low, blocked by the wall. Kojo says swings one to Hamza Tamusa down the right side. Hamza sends in a cross, looking for Amoah and Donzo, but nobody is applying any effective connection to it. GoldStars have a goal kick.
Well, that was a decent delivery there from Hamza from the right hand side. But the leap from Henry Entu wasn't so much impressive. He's done his best today in keeping the back tight, wanting to add offensively, but it wasn't what he desired.
GoldStars give away possession in a dangerous area. Here is Hilary Adabo. Said Kojose. Amoah beaten to it by Konto. Cleared away by the right back, Bright Boache. Eduku is up against the Kotoko captain O'Neill, but it's Esiedu who wins the free kick after that push by Barry Maban.
Lots of lessons learned by Asante Kotoko's centre-back pair. Samuel O'Neill not taking any chances. He had to clear the ball quickly before any pressure triggered a mistake.
No one to the end of that ball for Kotoko from Hengsu. We're doing 2 minutes of additional time. It's 1 minute to 45 here in Bibiani. Konto McCarthy. Barry Maban is chasing down the right side, and Sambe O'Neill cleverly defends for Asante Kotoko. Enchi. Hamzata, he's got Amo to his right. Amo controls, but can't go past the GoldStars left back, Samuel Champon. It's a battle for that ball between the two. And Samuel Champon will get the advantage.
Well, clearly very strong with the ball. He knew that he was in control of the ball. All he had to do was to show the properly, as Philip was very much interested and headed the ball and stealing it away for Kotoko. Looks more like the opening 45 is going to end barren.
45 minutes on the clock. GoldStars 0, Kotoko 0. Another whistle by Bulu for an infringement that Kotoko will take advantage of. Last season, in the Champion of Champions, former champion Samatex beat former FA Cup winners and Swatcherman by a goal to nil at the TNA Stadium in Tarkwa. And after 45 minutes and additional minutes of the 2025 edition of the Champion of Champions, the Miners are drawing goalless with the Porcupines.
Clearly, very much a difficult game. Kotoko clearly seem to have learned their lessons. GoldStars a bit more cautious, and the pace of that ball coming upon had nothing to do than to batch into his man, but Sekwejo was a bit late with the free kick going against him. Quickly he's picked himself up, and I think Anaba and Opon have been very, very difficult to beat.
Eduku up against O'Neill, takes no chances, hits it out for a throw-in. We've done 2 additional minutes already, waiting for Charles Bulu's whistle to wrap up the opening half of this game. Bright Boache takes a long throw and Kamara is out for it. That's the whistle from Charles Bulu. End of first half here at the Dance Park in Bibiani. The 2025 Champion of Champions between the Premier League champions GoldStars and the current FA Cup holders Asante Kotoko have ended barren. No goals produced by the two sides in the first half, but an interesting contest by every standard.
Very interesting opening half. The two sets of teams have done their best. Kumasi Asante Kotoko pinning up on their lessons from the mistakes they made during the last meeting between the two sides, where they lost by 2-1. GoldStars themselves a bit more careful, but the shine and the pace of the game seems to have been taken much away by the right back injury to Shaibu and also Samuel Atakumi's absence. Hopefully the second half gives us lots to cheer about.
Half time at the Dance Park in Bibiani. GoldStars 0, Kotoko 0. So GoldStars and Kotoko in a battle for supremacy in the traditional season curtain raiser that brings together the champions of the Premier League and the champions of the FA Cup. It was GoldStars who got us going. Samson Eduku, a thorn in the flesh of the Kotoko defense right from the onset, came up with some good combination with Atakumi, who would go on to exit through injury. Morifin Donzo combines with Emmanuel Entry, but Entry's effort was blocked by Kelvin Opon. And this was when the Kotoko right back got fouled by McCarthy and never came back.
hungry.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my wade jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Chino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomato, pepper, and fine
Donsu to also prove that indeed he is a good player. And if you look at how he built up in getting the opportunity, for me, I felt Morifin should have taken his chance to build his confidence. Now it is about building his confidence at Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Now, one player who is not just playing to help his club win the cup, but also has some kind of friction with Asante Kotoko is Samson Eduku. You know the circumstances in which he left Asante Kotoko. How would you rate his first half performance for GoldStars this afternoon?
I'll give him 70% because GoldStars are not seeing more of the ball in the half of Kotoko. And that is really not making him show what he knows how to do best. But for me, that was the free kick. That opportunity for him to take the chance and score for Bebiani GoldStars.
That is Apia Makati.
Yes, Apia Makati's free kick. But he fell off for Samson Eduku to get the final ball at the back of the net. But unfortunately, the goalkeeper was there to save it. But good free kick by Apia Makati. This is what he knows how to do best. Very experienced player. He's done this at Obuasi Ashanti Gold. Then now at Bebiani GoldStars. He's proving to be one of the key players. But you see, Eduku is very experienced. Eduku has played for Azakes. He's played for Samatex. He's played for Temale City. At Kotoko, he had a short stint with them. And he really wants to prove to them that he's good.
Now, man there, Emmanuel Entry has come under a lot of criticisms. His first half display here seemed to have excited the fans. I saw a lot of them applauding him. How would you rate Emmanuel Entry this afternoon?
In the beginning, it was tough. And then moving on, he's picking up gradually. He's giving Kotoko what they want. That flair, creativity, creating of chances. And you saw that opportunity from the right side. And it looks like Kotoko are now dominating from the right side. You find Philip Amu there. You find Emmanuel Entry as well there. And they are making it more difficult from the right side of the defense of Bebiani GoldStars. And that is really good. And it is putting more pressure on Samuel Echampon. And I feel that if Kotoko are able to take their chances from the right side, it is really going to affect them. But good game for Emmanuel Entry, especially in the last 20 minutes.
Now we are going into the second half. Which manager do you think would want to change tactics or personnel? Is it Karim Zito or Frimpong Manson?
Well, Frimpong Manson will have a lot of work to do. Now, if you look at the history of this page, it really favors Kumasi Asante Kotoko. 2021-22, when Bebiani GoldStars made their debut, Kotoko beat them 1-0.
I remember.
And then in 2022-23, it ended 1-1 on the same venue. 2023-24 was when GoldStars had their first win on this venue. That was 2-1. And even with that same season, Kotoko beat them 1-0 in the MTN FA Cup round of 32. Last season, it ended goalless draw. Kotoko always have the advantage on this pitch, and usually this pitch do not produce a lot of goals. And for the first time, they are playing a cup match, and it is being hosted at the Bebiani Dance Park. More pressure on Frimpong Manson. I think Karim Zito is more relaxed. He feels comfortable because if you look at the Gaka Tofo, Kotoko considered in each of the games. But then this game, they have really played well defensively, and that is really good for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Would you throw Kwame Poku on for the next 45 minutes, or you would want to see a bit more from Morphin first?
Well, I would throw a winger instead, because if you look at the two attackers, they are very good. Albert Amwa and then Morifin Donsu, very strong. He's not showing any sign of tiredness. And so you bring in Saka Dauda, who will give you more flair from the flanks, especially when if you look at the left side of GoldStars, they are struggling. So you add more pace players, and that will give you the advantage. For me, one more winger, GoldStars will be in trouble.
Now, GoldStars, their biggest chances in the first half came from free kicks. Apia Makati on the ball. Do you think in the second half they will want to create a few more around the Kumasi Asante Kotoko 18-yard area to give Apia Makati the opportunity again?
Yes, that is why he's on the field. Apia is very experienced. He's matured on the field of play and an expert in free kicking. If you look at the Premier League in the last 6 seasons, Apia has proven to be an excellent player in terms of set piece. And if Kotoko continues to give him the advantage in terms of set piece, especially from 25 yards, 30 yards, then they will be in trouble, especially per what we saw in the first half. Because Samson Eduku is a clinical finisher. He will be just in front of the goalkeeper to pounce on any error from Mohamed Kamara.
Now, so far, let's talk about the goalkeepers. Kamara and Emmanuel Kobe, two brilliant goalkeepers. But in the Gal Cut Off 4, it wasn't too pleasant for them. They've been on virtual holidays. Do you think the second half, these teams will try to hit it a bit more from afar to catch them on away?
Well, both goalkeepers conceded 4 goals each in the Gal Cut Off 4. But
two top-notch goalkeepers. For Kobe, he's seen it all. Just recently, he's won the Ghana Premier League for the first time with GoldStars. He won the Super Cup with Bofo, went to final of the MTN FA Cup with Bofo as well. And then in the Premier League, he tried his best for Bibiani GoldStars. Had the most clean sheets, 18. For Mohamed Kamara, he's proven to be an excellent goalkeeper in terms of penalty shootouts. And sometimes it gives you the best of performance. In the Gaka top 4, we didn't see much of him, but we didn't see much of the entire team. So you can't blame Mohamed Kamara for those errors. But I think that they have really proven to be good. And you know, if you really want to perform in competitions, you need two top-notch goalkeepers. And Kobe, if you look at the chances blocked by Emmanuel Enchi, and if you look at some saves done by Mohamed Kamara, I think in the second half, they'll give us a lot to watch.
And let's come back to this, because the fans at the dance back are talking about how these two teams are preparing for Africa. With what you've seen in the first half, has it given you some form of encouragement that they would make an impact in the African competition?
I'm really excited with their performance. Last year, we saw some good performance by Inswatraman FC and then FC Samatex, where Samatex won. And after that, we saw their brilliant performance in Africa, even though they did not make progress. Last 2 seasons, we saw Mediama FC, Dreams FC, and they went ahead to give us the best of performance in Africa. If you look at both sides, they've done some recruitment. And for me, this game gives them the opportunity to assess the new players that they've signed. Today is also the transfer deadline day. Maybe if you are not impressed with any player, you have the opportunity in the next few hours to do some additional recruitment. But I think that both sides, good game. Philip Amu from New Edubiase, he's giving us some good game for Kumasa, Asante Kotoko. Emmanuel Konto, good display as well by the GoldStars midfielder.
Of course, the second half will start shortly. Both teams are out of the tunnel and are preparing for that kickoff. But finally, what should we expect in the second 45 minutes? It looks like it's a do or die affair for the fans here, not even the players.
Especially when this venue do not produce a lot of goals. It's either 1-1, 1-0. We saw only 2-1 in the 2023-24 season. Let's expect that.
Well, let's look at what happens in the second 45 minutes. It is Asante Kotoko against Bibiani GoldStars in the Champions of Champions. Goalless at the moment, and I hand you back over to our team of commentators, Nana Dakwa JC and Calvin Owusu-Ansah.
Welcome back for second half of this Champion of Champions clash between GoldStars, the Premier League champions, and Asante Kotoko, the current holders of the MTN FA Cup. Frimpong Manso has caught up 2 of his substitute players. He wants to put a word across to them. A win for him will be a major boost going into Africa as they represent Ghana in the Champions League. They have a debt to JS Kabylie of Algeria. Many have written them off already, but GoldStars claim they have a point to prove in their maiden African campaign.
League grabbing lots of prominence when it comes to their local league. He brought Tanabo Focus, started the season very well with them 2 seasons ago. They decided to let him go, and that was when the team collapsed. He picked up Bibiani GoldStars when Michael Osei was struggling, and he turned them into champions. He knows what he's about. Hopefully, his plan works.
Bulu whistles for the start of the second half. It's Kotoko who gets us going. It's Emmanuel Enchi with a ball in, headed down by the left back, Champon. Hamza Atta hands GoldStars the first throw in. Apia Makati is in a hurry to throw it, and Bulu wants the ball to be taken back to where it really has to be. Inkua, here is Barry Maba for GoldStars. It's Barry Maba. Bends one, but it's straight to Kamara.
That could have easily been the opener. Barry Maba wasn't too much confident with the strike, and he just decided to play into the hands of Kamara, who was eagerly waiting to pick it up.
Samba O'Neal, head away by Boache. Barry Maba beats Patrick Asiedu to it. He's got Samba O'Neal approaching. Here is Barry Maba, cuts one through to Apia Makati. He can't go past Hamza Atta. It's cleared away by Adabo.
Very good read of the game there by Hamza Atta. It would have been dangerous in that position. A drive could have come from Makati, who has the legs to hit from that range.
Adabo is trying to pick out Philip Amo too much on it for the winger. Berimaba loses out to Esiedu. Here is O'Neal. Now Adabo. He's very popular in this area, having played for Sechi All-Stars during his days in the first division before crossing carpet to Abrankesi to join Nations FC. Didn't get enough playing time last season. Sure reason he decided to try out in BBNE. Here is Berimaba on the right side for GoldStars. Lovely skill from Berima. He goes down in the box. Just right outside the box. Was it in the box? Nope. He's yellow carded for stimulation. Charles Bulu thinks otherwise. So Berimaba was trying to bite that penalty. Let's take a look at the incident again.
Well, the referee was close to the action and clearly he wanted to be very intelligent, but that intelligence couldn't outwit the referee. There could have been a feeble touch, but clearly that couldn't have forced him to go down. He was looking for it, and as soon as he went down, Charles Bulu, very much experienced, knew that was a very bad one. The intention was clear, and obviously the yellow card gifted out to him.
Berimaba claims he's injured. Adi is out for Isaac Ajete. For Suche is also coming in for Michael Nkua.
Oh, very good pair of subs there for GoldStars. And the midfield partnership that played in the Galco top 4 has been restored. Emmanuel Konto and Isaac Ajete. Ajete burst forward with much strength, power and pace. And he will be getting ready to come on. And it's rather McCarthy who has gone off for Fosuche to replace him. He seemed a bit off color right from the opening 45, and I'm sure from Manzon wants to see a lot more of that in the opening second half.
4 minutes into second half. Seth Kajose looking for Amo. Ball rolls out for a goal kick.
That was too heavy a pass there from Amo to Lachun too. The intent was clear, but the execution too much power behind and pace for Amo, who was just lacking at the edge of the penalty area to keep it in play.
Entry. Now Berimaba for GoldStars. GoldStars is here, brilliant skill. Chance for GoldStars, and Kamara is up to the task for Asante Kotoko. Ajete popping up at the right place, but not the right effort to beat the Kotoko shot stopper.
He's causing lots of trouble from the left-hand side of Kotoko's defense. Patrick Esiedu needs to get an eye on him before it gets too late. He's witty, he's crafty, he's pacey, very much intelligent.
GoldStars on the offensive. Nkua unable to thread his ball in well. Here is Amoa. Now Morfin Donzo, Anaba, good defending. Karim Zito might just be thinking this will be the right time to bring on fresh legs. Hamza just crossed in, header by Amo, good save by goalkeeper Kobe.
It's clearly the reason why he's the safest pair of hands. He saw the ball, tried very well to parry it away That was a very good take there from Philip Amo. He dived well, but Kobe executed that save with perfection.
In the season when Bofokwa got relegated from the Ghanaian top flight, he aided them to FA Cup finals and was easily the brightest spot in the team. GoldStars went calling, he responded, and after a season, he was a Premier League champion. He's added a top 4 to it, and they're on the offensive now. Cross comes in, and nobody's arriving to head that one for GoldStars. Boach's cross was good, and here comes a champion, sends a low one, and a Siedu, an awkward clearance that hands GoldStars a corner.
While doing so, GoldStars penning the ball to Asante Kotoko. Once they went backpedaling for Kobe's save, they're not ready to concede a lot more. Right from left to right, GoldStars penning Kotoko to their own defensive end.
Ajay to take the corner for GoldStars. He bends one in. Ensu gets it away. Hamza continues, but Fosiche's effort just goes into the stands.
Walking gradually picking up the pieces in this second half. Both teams eager to get the opener, which could possibly be the ultimate winner. GoldStars have a lot more fairer share of possession. That is clearly impressive from the Ghana Premier League champions. Kotoko have too much up.
Eduku, Nkua, Ajete wants it and he gets it. On the left is a champion. Hamzata does well to get the ball away, but it's still GoldStars in possession. Ajete, that's a late challenge from Hamzata. He'll be lucky not to get a yellow card, but this is advantage to GoldStars.
Very lucky to walk away. That was clearly a bad challenge there from Hamzata. It was a late tackle. That was a poor pass from Adabo. He lost it. Tried to make amends. But that was very intelligent play there from Shabole Champion and Fosiche, making sure that Kotoko struggle on the rear.
Fosiche showed interest in this free kick as Kamara tries to get his defensive organization spot on before the free kick is taken. Emmanuel Fosiche, former Sky FC and Young Apostles midfielder, to take this free kick. He goes low, cleared by Siedu. Morifin Donzo loses control. Here is Ajete, goes down from the challenge of Donzo, and referee has reached his pocket. Yellow card to Donzo.
Oh, the attacker made a mistake. He tried to make amends. He ended up bringing down Ajete. That is what he offers the GoldStars team. He has that ability to carry the ball and best forward. That was clearly one of such. He could have easily gotten into the penalty area to drive one at goalkeeper Kamara.
Morifin Donzo gets a yellow card. Sambo O'Neill is the other Kotoko player in the books of referee Charles Bulu. Ajete shows interest in this one. Ajete kills one and it goes over the bar for a goal kick.
He can do better. The intent was very clear. Execution lacking that accuracy. And gradually, GoldStars seem to be dominating in the last 5 minutes.
As a matter of fact, they've been the better of the two sides in the second half. Asking so many questions of the Kotoko defense. Here is Konda Fosuche. Said Kujose for Kotoko. Adabo. He's searching for Amo, but he can't get to Amo. It's a throw-in for GoldStars.
There's the umpteenth time. Adabo is giving the ball away. And for a player who is very much known for his distribution, Zito will not cherish that.
Konto, calm and composed, and very efficient. Emmanuel Entry and Nkua should be calming themselves down. No need for any scuffle at this point.
Entry disagree with the decision of the fourth official. Did well to separate the two.
Emmanuel Entry gets the yellow card. Frustration is setting in for the Kotoko number 10. He needs to be cool, he needs to be calm, and this is unpardonable. Referee just cautioning verbally, and within a split second, he gets the yellow card. Entry should just calm down.
Needless challenge from him, and especially in that area, he only had to trace his man down instead of going with the arm to bring him down.
Here is Barry Mabah for GoldStars. Feeble efforts, not beating Kamara. Kamara with a missed kick that finds Barry Mabah, who sends in a cross. Again, GoldStars trying to cause problems for Kotoko, but Ensu gets the ball away to Morifin Donzo, who is looking for Philip Amo. Amo pounces on that one. Here is Amo. He's got support from Entry. That's what to go past his mark and win the free kick.
He was always going to come out top one to allow him to bring the ball under control. You can see Samuel Echampo making the call to the referee. That wasn't my fault. But once he left one on his man, it was clearly going to be a foul. You can see the challenge from behind. Amu wanted to carry on, but it was too difficult for him to continue.
Free kick for Asante Kotoko. That's the earlier missed kick by Kamara.
Another one nearly being given away. Kamara, he's had a very difficult past month, and I'm not sure he would want to follow suit with any more errors in this game.
It's a Kotoko free kick. Patrick Asedu, the left back, have stepped up for it. Entry is equally interested, but it looks like it is a Patrick Asedu territory. Bulu whistles, and Asedu goes for the killer. So close into the side net. GoldStars nil, Kotoko nil.
He has the quality, he has the bend, he has the power to be hitting those on target. But that was close, but off target. Probably he can do better the next time he has such an opportunity.
Gideon Anaba. Ajete goes down after a challenge from Entry and Hamzata. Here is Eduku to Nkua. Clever defending from Henry Ensu.
Well, very brilliant. The challenge was very smart and sharp.
Nkua. Amos steals possession from GoldStars. Seth Kujose being challenged by Ajete. Here is Entry. He's looking for the run of Amoa. But the left back, Bright Boache, is up to the task and gets the ball away. The fans will applaud his effort, and GoldStars will hang on to possession.
Very good offensive work there. He knows the threat of Albert Amoa, prevented him from having a very good latch onto that delivery from Emmanuel Entry. Once the scraps fell, he cleared it of danger.
For Suche, wants the ball to get to Berima Bar, but Berima can't get to it.
Lots of misplaced passes in the second half. Maybe the teams need to be a bit more calm and accurate in their passing. That was clearly another heavy hit being picked up easily by Kobe.
So for Suche, here is Kunto Anaba back to Kobe. Nearly causing problem for his goalkeeper, Gideon Anaba.
That was a very bad pass there to the goalkeeper from Anaba.
Amoa. Seth Kojose. Hamzata. Hilary Adabo. Henry Enso. Emmanuel entry. Good ball to Adabo. Kotoko hanging on to possession so admirably. And Enso will dink one in looking for Donzo. It's a header back by Opon to his goalkeeper, Emmanuel Kobe.
Very good defensive work there. Communication between GoldStars central defensive pair has been very excellent. They know themselves. The chemistry has been built over a couple of months. The reason why it's difficult for you to weave your way through. The dominance of GoldStars seems to have stalled in the last couple of minutes.
Barima Ba up against Patrick Asiedu. Goes past Asiedu, skips past Sambo O'Neill, but Adabo will lift it for Amo. Now Hamzata. Emmanuel entry to nobody in red. Anaba will step up and he's gifted Kotoko a throw-in. Not a good clearance from the GoldStars centre back. Now Kotoko will come up with 2 substitutions. Entry is making way for Samuel Tinedu, the former Legon City's midfielder. He struggled since joining Asante Kotoko. There were widespread reports he was exiting the club after the wholesale departures, but he stayed on to fight for a place. Asiedu's day is over as well. He makes way for Francis Aqua, another new acquisition from Bechem United.
More steal and cover for Karim Zito's midfield, with Samuel Tinedu coming in to sit right in front of the defense. But like for like substitution, Patrick Asiedu and Francis Aqua more solid as a defender, looking at the threats of Barima Ba down the right hand side of GoldStars attack. Very intelligent substitution from Karim Zito.
That's a foul. Said Kajose bringing down Samuel Champon. Samuel Champon joined from Uncle T Football Club last season, but was playing second fiddle to the departed William Denchi for the left back slot. Here is Amo for Kotoko up against the Champon, and the Champon recovers well, and Kotoko will throw.
Well, he clearly had to. Kotoko Amo now back onto the right hand side. He seems to be switching the right and left hand flanks with Albert Abua. Now on the right hand side to give a lot more chase to the ball. They would have to rely on the long throws of Seth Kojo once again.
65 minutes in BBNE. GoldStars nil, Kotoko nil. Here it's Seth Kojose, swings in across, and Kobe grabs it for GoldStars.
Brave goalkeeping there from Kobe. Also with a very firm grip of the ball, leaving no chances of dropping it.
Samba O'Neill is first in the air. Osei. Tinedu. Too much weight on that ball from Samuel Tinedu. It was meant for Aqua. Poor touch from Barima Ba. Now Tinedu. Set Kojose. Musa Hamzata. Amo. Ensu. He's giving the ball away. And this is a yellow card offense. Ose, maybe Bulu would want to pardon him for this, but clearly he held him by the neck and pulled him down.
Tactical foul there from Seth Kojo, but I think he's been let off by the referee.
Absolutely. Contour to take the free kick. And Contour sends one, but it's not troubling Kamara in any way.
That was two hanging a free kick. If you want your attackers to latch onto these deliveries, you don't keep them hanging, and the goalkeeper will easily pick that one up.
Here is Ajete. Had a very good tournament in the top 4 that saw GoldStars emerging winners. He actually announced his presence with some exciting performances in the top 4. Approaching 70 minutes and all the fans are eagerly waiting for an opening goal. Here is Tinedu. Adabo flicks it onto the path of Armour. Hamza to Adabo. He sees the run of Morifin Donzo, but upon rises to head the ball away. Armour returns it with a header. Upon again. Now for Suche to Contour. A champon. Good challenge from Armour. He falls Armour, and Kotoko gets a free kick, and Bulu has reached his back pocket. Certainly a yellow card to the GoldStars left back Samuel Champon for that cynical challenge on Albert Armour.
Well, that was clearly a very good effort there from Albert Armour, getting past this man. He clearly saw that space. Very good control. He shielded the ball very well, and just on the 10, Samuel Champon couldn't take any chances. He had to bring this man down.
It's Francis Aqua, the former Bechem United left back, to take the free kick for Asante Kotoko. He's got to fight Patrick Esledu for that left back slot and needs to make an impression in this game. Free kick Kotoko, Francis Aqua behind it. Aqua kills one to the near post. This should be the opening goal, and Asante Kotoko has scored the first goal here. At the dance back in Bibiani, it's Musa Hamzata, the new defender from Accra Lions, who puts the FA Cup champions ahead in the champion of champions here at the dance back against the Premier League champions, Bibiani GoldStars. 69 minutes in the champion of champions. Game here at the dance back. It's GoldStars 0, Kotoko 1. Musa Hamzata from the bench to score the opening goal for Asante Kotoko.
He clearly had to steal his way just behind the side of all the GoldStars defense. After that flick at close edge from Seth Kwejo, Hamzata was just right there with Henry Ento, and it looked like both of them tapped the ball into the net. Good decision making from Hamzata. He was lacking at far post, and he just managed to tap the ball hole. Poor concentration on the side of GoldStars defense, and the Porcupines have taken the lead.
From the bench to a makeshift right back position, the centre back has made it 1-0 for Kotoko. It was interesting to see those two defenders arriving at the right place at the right time. They both tried to take credit for the goal, but it looked like it was Hamzata who got the final touch. Goal scorer, Musa Hamzata. What a way to mark your debut for Kotoko in a competitive fixture.
Well, it was a very similar situation in the Galkato 4, where GoldStars came from behind to win by 2-1. This could be another test of Kotoko's resilience in the final 20 minutes of the game.
Aqua, Tinedu, beaten to it by Fosuche, and Enzo returns it into GoldStars territory. Only as far as Boache galloping forward in confidence. He's got Brahima Bar to his right, but Aqua arrives first and clears the ball for a throw.
Very good read of the game there from Francis Aqua. GoldStars are going to turn up their engines. They'll clearly be looking for the equalizer as quickly as they can. But Kotoko will try as much as possible to be resolute in their defensive end.
Throw for GoldStars. 71 minutes in Bibiani. The home side and the league champions from last season are down by 1-0 against the FA Cup holders. Here is Nkua. Cross comes in from Boache. Kamara went out, failed to make any contact.
That was poor decision making there from Kamara. If you're coming out to pick up the ball, you should come with lots of confidence and pick it up with ease. We've seen from the opposite side of the goalpost how Kobe comes out to grab. You can clearly see he wasn't coming with the intention of picking up the ball, but rather to disrupt the attackers from having a very good latch onto that perfect delivery. He may be punished next time.
Bulu suspects some time wasting antics from the Kotoko goalie. Here is Ajete. Kotoko lost all 3 games in the Galka top 4. For much better expression, they failed to win a single game in the Galka top 4. Fans started asking questions about their readiness for the CAF Confederations Cup, and they are here in Bibiani to right the wrongs from the top 4. They are up by 1-0. Ajete swings one to Berimaba, heads one onto the part of Eduku. Kamara comes out for it. Brave goalkeeping from Mohamed Kamara. He's gotten himself injured in the process.
He had to be brave, he had to be bold and come out to pick up that ball. But clever there from Bar, he flicked it there. Eduku delayed and it was batched right into by Henry Ntu. The goalkeeper Kamara to pick that one up and then a 3-man collision there. He will take all the time in the world to at least keep off the pressure of his team with that fall.
Section of the members of the Asante Kotoko National Circles Council in the white shirt is the newly elected National Circles Council Chairman Solomon Ofosuwari. He pipped Obin Sechere in a very keenly contested National Circles Council Chairmanship elections a couple of days ago. Kotoko supporters wing have a new leadership now. Warming up as new goalkeeper from the Chairman United, Aziz Aruna Dari, and Otoado, the head coach of the Black Stars, is still watching on.
Well, keeping eyes on the local game. He selected quite a couple of players since he came. If you look at Ghana's number 1 now, from heart to folk, Benjamin Asari is entrusted his fate. Let's not forget, just a couple of days ago, he was at the Century Cup looking at a lot more local players who can be fed into the Black Stars. He knows the quality local players bring. From 2006, during Ghana's first participation at the World Cup, he saw the influence of players like Shela Ilyasu, Habib Mohamed, Hamidu Dramani. Clearly, he wouldn't budge to include any player who would impress him and add extra quality to the senior national team.
Cut off an hour left to wrap up action here in Bibiani. GoldStars trailing Kotoko by a goal. Kamara's ball in. Morifin Donzo comes up for it. Could just say not the tallest of players, but wins this aerial ball. Amwan's attempted cross stopped by a champon. Albert Amwa. That ball meant for Amo, but he had already traveled outside the line for a goal kick.
The earlier delivery was blocked. It was a poor one from Amwa. He wanted to hit it hard, but this time around looked like it carried too much power and weight. Philip couldn't have pieces on that. His positioning, his run seems to be very much impressive, but the passing to him hasn't really been ideal for him to try work lots more, which we saw in the first half.
The goal scorer Musa Hamza toss header. Here is Adabo. Now Amwa. He's looked more lively in this second half than he was in the first half. Albert Amwa. Konto. Amwa went down. There's an appeal for a foul, but Bulu will have none of that. GoldStars are pushing, but Kotoko defending their lines well. Here is a double. Sinedu. Now Seth Kojose. Referee has whistled because Kotoko have a player down. Is Albert Amwa. So he's attended to.
After that fall from the throw-in, you could clearly see he wasn't in good shape. Reason why he lays down, trying to attract medics' attention. And luckily, the referee has come to his aid with that whistle for the medics to attend to him. Very industrious player on the pitch. If you give him an inch, he goes a mile.
Seemed like it was a high foot from Boache, but referee looks on. Here is Barry Maba, brings it back for Boache. And good defending from the Kotoko captain Sambo O'Neill. He barely gets it wrong in his defensive duties. Nkua again is Sambo O'Neill stepping up. Corner for GoldStars.
GoldStars magnifying the intensity in which they attack the ball with, and Kotoko have to deal with it. The corner kick, and they force the porcupines.
Michael Nkua to take the corner for GoldStars to the near post, headed away by Albert Amwa. Back to Nkua, swings it, one header, opportunity for Duku, who was going for the spectacular, and Kamara is up to the task. It could have been the equalizer for BBN GoldStars.
That is the most easiest opportunity any centre forward would want to get onto him. He couldn't sort out his feet quickly, and when he sorted out with the right foot, it had to be a back flick, and that was easy, lacking power. Goalkeeper Kamara saving it.
To be fair to Eduku, it might not necessarily be an attempt to go for the spectacular. Maybe was improvising after he failed to do the first touch.
And Kamara seemed to have hung on to the ball a very long time, and the referee has whistled for a corner kick instead. He was the lead.
Ajete's corner comes in, headed away by Adabo. Another header by Kojose. Here is Modifin Donzo. Albert Amwa goes past Ajete, shows great desire. It's still Amwa, skips past the left back of Champon. Here is Amwa, goes down. It's a foul and a free kick for Asante Kotoko.
Very good play there from Albert Amwa, making sure that he held on to the ball to drive a lot more players into attack. But there was no way Samuel Echampo was going to allow him to continue. It was rather Kevin Opon bringing his man down. He's very pacey, very strong. Any space you give him, he makes sure that he latched onto it. That was clearly a stamp onto his calf.
Minutes at the dance park in Bibiani. Kotoko some 10 minutes away from winning the champion of champions against Premier League winners of last season, Bibiani GoldStars. All three coaches of Kotoko in a tete-a-tete. Prince Owusu, Hamza Obin and Karim Zito. How to protect this lead till the 90th minute and stoppage time. That effort into the side net for a goal kick to GoldStars.
This time around, a very poor one there from Francis Zakwa. Not very much impressive. He was clearly looking for a replica of the first goal, but he missed the target and the ball just ran over the goal line for a goal kick.
Tinedu's pass was meant for Modifin Donzo. And Kobe had to be the first and quickest to react.
Very good goalkeeping there from Kobe. He had to quickly come out and sweep the ball away.
9 more minutes to 90 minutes. GoldStars trailing Kotoko by a goal to nil. Hamza Tastro. Not the best of touches from Albert Amwa.
He'll be disappointed in himself. He was clearly getting into the game. Zito will be looking forward to him holding up most of the play for Kotoko at this moment.
Ajete finds Berimaba. He's up against Aqua. He's fouled by Francis Aqua. Free kick, GoldStars.
Well, he seems to have, a little bit kept that worry Kotoko had on the left-hand side. Ever since he came on, making it difficult for Bar to have a field day, just as he was having against Patrick Esiedu.
Fosuche goes down. GoldStars gets a free kick. 8 minutes to 90 minutes. GoldStars pushing for the equalizer. They came from a goal down to beat Kotoko in the top 4. And they have hopes of doing same here at the dance park.
Samuel Tinedu with just a stamp, very much needless. He had his man, Hilary Adabo, getting closer to keep that attack there from GoldStars. But it's giving GoldStars a lifeline in a very good range. Ajeti can hit it well. He can find the equalizer from this range. It's quite dangerous in the final minutes of the game if you give such balls away.
The BNI GoldStars with an opportunity to equalize, but referee has flashed his yellow card to Seth Kajose. Not too sure what attracted Bulu's card, but GoldStars would not mind. They have an opportunity to draw level. Ajete is behind it. The drive from Anaba is blocked by Kajose. And Sambo O'Neill clears it. Donzo shows interest, but Konto does well to hang on to possession. Here is Fosuche. Ball cleared away by Adabo.
Adabo has clearly executed his duty today. Not the very best of passing from him, but he's covered a lot of ground, made lots of interceptions, and made sure that the midfield sticks together much more better than we've seen in previous games. That's the reason why Kotoko haven't conceded after 84 minutes.
Asante Kotoko leading here in Bibiani. Here is Amo. He's lost it out to Barry Maba, who has got Aqua confronting him. In Kua, a chance for the equalizer, but it goes over. Kamara came off his line, but in Kua failed to take advantage.
Very brilliant play there from GoldStars. Barry Maba picking it up. He had lots of pace, lots of space. He decided to go in with a dink. Clever found in Kua. But the unrushing goalkeeper Kamara couldn't have anything on that, and Kua just blew the ball over the goalpost. If he had taken his time a bit, he could have easily evaded that threat of goalkeeper Kamara to find the equalizer. But credit to goalkeeper Kamara, who came out bravely.
Kajose goes down from the challenge of Anaba. The referee doesn't think there's anything to whistle for. The last time Hamza Musa visited this venue, he went back with a relegated Premier League team in Accra Lions and conceded 4 goals, played in centre-back in that game. To be excited, he might just have gotten the goal to hand Kotoko, the champion of champions. Kojo Kwame Opoku, Kotoko's top striker, gets a few minutes in this game. He replaces Philip Amo, who has been really impressive in this champion of champions fixture. Kamara goes down again.
Very much impressive, Philip Amo, but clearly he's tired. Kotoko needs fresh legs. That's the reason why they brought on Kwame Opoku, very much experienced. And you can see Kamara going down. It could clearly be that drop he went into to prevent Nkua from having a decent effort on target. That resulted in that pain right on his ankle. But the change for Kotoko, less pace on the flanks and more threat centrally with Morifin Donzo, partner Kwame Poku up front.
Karim Zito seems to have gotten the master stroke. Learned a lot from the previous defeat to GoldStars and their overall performance in the top 4. Kotoko will open their Ghana Premier League campaign on the 13th of September with an away game against Brecum Chelsea at the Golden City Park. And GoldStars will kickstart the defense of their title with a home game against Bechem United at the Downs Park on the 13th of September.
Now we're looking forward to continuing being in good shape and build up towards that African campaign. Marcia Asante Kotoko, knowing how disappointing they've been in the last week. This will serve as a moral booster and certain level of confidence, especially in the fans, as they edge into Africa. Some fears are laid.
Brought in some 14 new signings. The big question is whether they will sign any more before the closure of the window later on tonight.
They look more like looking forward to bringing in a couple of other players, but wait to see if they can actually lay hands on them.
It's a good effort, and GoldStars nearly getting that equalizer. Ajete trying to rally his guys around for that much needed equalizer.
Those are the pockets of spaces he wants to. He quickly picked it up, and just on the half volley, he drove one, but just nearly getting the ball on target. Kamara knew was going out and allowed the ball to just stroll past him for a goal kick.
Emmanuel Ajay has come in to replace Samson Eduku, the former Baseke Holy Stars player.
I think this was a very brilliant job. He impressed quite brilliantly in the Gold Card, top 4. Was looking forward to him starting this game. The front performance of the rest of the technical team had other ideas and they put forward. Nkua and then Atakumi on the wide areas. He's very witty. Kotoko needs to be very careful. He has that energy to cause havoc.
Amwa Splik. Kwame Opoku is up against Opon. Amwa commits a foul and there's a free kick. O'Neill's clearance. It's 90 minutes at the dance park in Bibiani. GoldStars are pushing for the equalizer. But Kotoko have numbers enough to take care of matters in defense. Here is Seth Kajose with a good control on his chest. He's looking for the run of Kwame Opoku. And Kobe is pressed to the ball. Aqua brought down by Berry Maba. Free kick Kotoko.
Kotoko would love to have this. They would like to be having these free kicks all the time. Clever play there from Aqua with the dummy. And Berry Maba, who's looking more for the ball to attack, had to just block him with his leg.
Kwame Opoku scored against GoldStars last season in the Premier League. Tinedu and Samba. It's obvious he's targeting Albert Amwa, but Opon rises to get the ball away. Tinedu, again, it's Anaba who heads it back for GoldStars. GoldStars have a free kick. Jubilation before they find our whistle. The Kotoko fans know it could be their turn to win the Champion of Champions. And Adabo, it was deliberate. He knew exactly what he was doing. And Kotoko have a free kick to defend at a very, very dangerous area.
Taking one for the team. He knew exactly the danger ahead. And as a central defensive midfielder, he had to apply the tactical foul rule. And he's committed it. You need your DMs to be doing this at crucial points of the game. And he saved the yellow card for this moment.
We'll be hoping it doesn't turn around to be that mistake that will hand GoldStars their equalizer. For Suche to take it.
Very good position. Any good delivery and any good attack, they'll win.
For Suche, he goes low. The technique was good, and GoldStars pushing for the equalizer, but it doesn't work in their favor. Donzo. Here is Morifin Donzo. Can he get his goal? Good save from Kobe. But the striker should be doing better with this opportunity. Morifin Donzo.
That was a very good break there from Morifin Donzo. He got one past this man, but he clearly had enough space, enough time to find the target. But Kobe cleverly came out to narrow the angle.
We're into the second minute of 7 additional minutes at the down spark. GoldStars nil, Kotoko 1 for Suche. Well read by Aqua. Aqua brought down by Bright Boache. The GoldStars right back.
He couldn't allow Francis Aqua to move forward. Kotoko had lots of men up front. And once Aqua strode past him, he had to quickly slide in and bring him down. Charles Bulu gave it the yellow card out to Kotoko's medical team. He wants the stretcher to get the player off instead.
That's the opportunity that fell to Morifin Donzo. He gave the goalkeeper an option to save. Clearly he could have done better, getting himself injured in the process. Morifin Donzo.
He could have actually done better. He had the near post begging for him to shoot with the left foot, and he decided to go for the far post where Kobe clearly knew was covered, and he saved it.
Aqua. Kobe is out. Kotoko playing with a man shot because the 27-year-old Guinea international Morifin Donzo is yet to return to the pitch after picking up that injury. Free kick.
Donzo, a player they've been chasing for 2 years now. Finally, he gets onto the books of Asante Kotoko. He hasn't really hit his strides, but there's a lot more. And you can see that was a very bad stamp there from Seth Kwajo on the heels of Emmanuel Ejay. That was a good call from the referee.
We're into the final 2 minutes of additional time. Contos ball in, away by Samba O'Neill. It's Kwame Opoku on his bike. Kwame Opoku, the first touch seemed to have given the ball away to GoldStars Emmanuel Kunto, who finds Kobe, and straight away is Boache initiating a move from the right side. Very lousy ball from the right back, who has worked so tirelessly this afternoon. He wins the ball back. Ajete to Barry Maba. That's a very, very good tackle from Henry Enso.
Very timely challenge there from Henry Enso. He went in bold, he went in big, and he was glad to have at least a touch to the ball. Barry Maba knew exactly what he was doing. He was waiting for that challenge, and Enso was brilliant there.
Anywhere would do for Albert Almar with that clearance. going to the final 30 seconds of stoppage time. GoldStars pushing for the equalizer. Kotoko jealously protecting their lead. Here is Ajay for the minus. Gets into the box. Here is Ajay. He shoots and is away by the Kotoko captain, Samba O'Neill. And for Suche's effort, just taken care of by Asante Kotoko. Aqua, Kwame Opoku and Albert Amwa. The flag has stayed down. Can Kotoko get a second? Amwa hangs on to possession. I thought Kwame Opoku was a better option for Albert Amwa. Kotoko is still playing -1 man because Donzo has not stepped up, and that's the final whistle. Referee Charles Bulu has brought proceedings to an end here at the Downs Park in Bibiani. Asante Kotoko have emerged winners of the 2025 Champion of Champions. Goal from Hamza Tamusa has handed Kotoko another silverware. Full time. GoldStars 0, Kotoko 1.
The Porcupines have fought for this. Very much intelligent play from them. Once they got the opener, they had to quickly ball into their shelves, make it difficult for GoldStars to plunge through their defensive end. The midfield added more steel with some alternatives present. And once goalkeeper Kamara and the rest of the central defensive unit got their cards on very much well after the opener, they calmed and make sure that GoldStars suffered for their misplaced efforts, their misplaced passes, and their inability to kill the game through Eduku.
Kumasi Asante Kotoko back to winning ways after that disappointing run in the top 4. They began the second half on the back foot with GoldStars causing a lot of problems. The inclusion of Berimaba seemed to have added a lot more bites onto the right hand side of the GoldStars attack. He initiated a couple of moves, and one was this one. He was aiming for a penalty, but clearly it was simulation on the part of the former nation's player.
Very bad decision making there from Bar. He actually had a great opportunity to outwit his marker, stay on his feet, and quickly have a very good shot with his left foot, but instead he made that decision to drop. He was a thorn in the flesh of Asante Kotoko, creating lots of goal scoring opportunities. One there nearly causing a mistake, but the goalkeeper Kamara saved with ease. Very, very good delivery there coming in from Hamzata. And looking at the height of Amo, Bright Boache couldn't leap high. Amo got the better and Kobe dignified that save. The flick from Seth Kwajo was everything that Kotoko needed to get the ball at the rear for Hamzata, who was lacking at far post, to just tap home. Very brilliant delivery. Seth Kwajo added up to it, making it difficult for GoldStars to defend. And that was a good goal. Intelligent pass there from Bar, and Inkwa could have done better, easily keeping his cool, keeping his calm, and working that ball to find the target. He couldn't get enough of these balls to try and hit the target.
And what if he don't could have made it too? Showing so much of his intentions to man of Kobe who ended up saving the situation.
That was a very brilliant save there from Kobe. He came out just to the penalty spot to narrow the edge. But Morifin Dozo could have done better. He had the near post begging for that ball, but decided to go far post, and Kobe saves that.
And this was a perfect tackle from Henry Enso after giving GoldStars the winning goal in the top 4. This tackle seems to have coming up for that mess in the top 4. Full time. Adi bounce back in Bibiani. GoldStars nil. Kotoko 1. 2 shots on target. Kotoko at 5 shots in total. The boss the game in terms of possession was 52%. Got 6 corners, recorded 6 fouls, and ended up as a victor in this season getting razor. Full time at the bounce back in the game in the 2025 Champion of Champions. The Bibiani GoldStars have failed to add another silverware to their collections of the Premier League and the top 4.
What this adds to them as Kumasi Asante Kotoko will have their confidence lifted from this victory. They would realize that the number of corrections they make to their team has made very good effect on this game. But for GoldStars, they have lots to think about. They have to look at where the rough edges are to sharpen them. With the level of competition Kotoko and Karim Zito, very much experienced on the continent, have given them this afternoon at the Dunspark. Losing at home is always not pleasant, and it will be a reality check for them that yes, all is not done. The team may be set, but it is not ready yet.
Beautiful view of the dance park in Bibiani. GoldStars have chucked a lots of impressive victories here, but today just not the day for them.
Fantastic shot from the Gold City. They would have cheered, they would have been happy, looking forward to success from their team. But that is the very beautiful scenery of the city. Bibiani, the city of gold. Very brilliant game here. As a team that has brought lots of joy the last couple of years to them, right from Division 1. And it's been great.
Cheers for GoldStars. Joy for Asante Kotoko. These guys are gutted and disappointed. They had a couple of chances that could have got in at least an equalizer to plunge this game in a penalty shootout, but they never came. And Kotoko have emerged champions in this fixture.
Now this is the third time Kumasi Asante Kotoko are champion of champions. Hatterfolk have 7 trophies in total, and Kotoko will be happy. Always looking for the bragging right between these two sides. GoldStars would have loved to add to the collection of trophies, but that's not it for them.
A good exercise for their respective campaigns in the African Champions League and the Confederations Cup. At least the two coaches from Port Manso and Abdul Karim Zito have a fair idea of what to expect from their charges when they take on the rest of the African continent. GoldStars in Algeria against JS Kabili, Kotoko in Nigeria against Kwara. Amazing scenes here at the dance park. Full time in the Champion of Champions 2025. GoldStars 0, Kotoko 1.
It's all over here at the dance park, and thanks to Nana Dakwa, Jesse, and of course Kelvin Osuansa for that beautiful commentary, and they always do with best. This is Adisa Production. Bibiani GoldStars for the first time have not been able to beat Asante Kotoko to win this Champions of Champions, because the last 2 winners of this competition, of this trophy, have been from the Western region, that is Mediema and Samatex. But this time, things shone brightly for the Porcupine Warriors. My name is Mutale Yakubu, and I'm still here with GFA statistician, that is Mohammed Shaban. More, this time, it didn't work for GoldStars. Kumasi Asante Kotoko have won. That really come as a fresh of breath air for the Porcupines.
Yes, especially when they lost all their games in the Gakato for conceding in each of the match. But then, before the second half, when it was 0-0, we spoke about the venue, and we have to break down the venue's impact on both Hartofuk, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and also Bebiani GoldStars, especially when Kotoko played against Hartofuk in the Gakato 4. Okay. Now let's do the analysis. Okay. The breakdown of the venue. One.
Okay, so Mo, I would come back to you, but the coaches are ready to speak to us. We'll start with the coach of Asante Kotoko, Karim Zito, who has won this trophy. You can see that he's already on cloud 9, and I'll be speaking to him shortly. Recently, results have not gone the way of the Porcupine Warriors, but I'm sure that he'll be full of smiles today. So, Coach Karim Zito is joining us to talk to us about how he masterminded this one. First of all, Coach, congratulations for the win.
Thank you.
What did you do differently from what we saw in the Gao Kotoko for you to produce this result and Kotoko won?
I told you before, the Galka tournament, the timing was very bad for us, not for the other clubs, because when you look at our schedules, immediately after the league, we played the FA, we played the President Cup, and then we traveled. All this while other clubs were then resting. So we were in the basic phase of the pre-season, or complex phase of the pre-season when we started playing matches. So definitely, I wasn't expecting something too good from my boys. Because when you even look at, you quantify all the goals being scored, you will see that majority of the goals being scored were a minor mistake from the defenders or set pieces. It tells you that all the clubs were not ready. Though some were ready better than. But getting to the last match we play against Asafo, the second, you could see that my boys are now picking. They are not coming. So we carried out to them. I told them, look, I trust you. I know what you can do. So we can go and then win the champion of champion here. And there's one thing I kept on saying. You can't be Zito twice. For that one, I'm sure.
All right. Okay, so thanks very much, Coach Karim Zito there, and congratulations. Go enjoy the team. I will join you later so that we talk more. Coach Karim Zito talking about the fact that he had to change the mentality of the boys and also prepare them. He is someone that has talked about the fact that he and his team were a bit tired when going into the Ghana Cup 4. I asked him what really went wrong for him, and he talked about the fact that things have not really been good for him. But I'll be joined by coach of Bebiani GoldStars, Frimpong. So, coach, first of all, commiseration for the defeat. You beat Kotoko just a few weeks ago. Today, it went south. What really went wrong for your team?
You could see the first half, the game was too physical. And for both teams, you could see, you couldn't even see the ball on the turf. It was an end-to-end stuff, which was not good for us. So it was difficult to even create chance. So for me, yes, we had both teams didn't play well in the first half. So in the second half, I think it was I wouldn't say a run of play, but it wasn't a game that they were dominating. You see, we couldn't defend the set play well, and that is how come we lost the game.
All right, thanks very much, coach, and better luck to you next time going into the season in the CAF competition as well. That is Coach Frimpong, so the head coach of the BNI GoldStars, talking about the fact that his team could not defend their lines very well. But currently, I mean, the team that lost, the team that actually lost, that is BNI GoldStars, actually receiving their medals. There, I see the CEO of Kwesiedu there, and also you have the likes of Frank Nelson Iwonkolo, who is a vice chairman of the Champions of Champions. Mr. Wosenata is actually the chairman, but he could not be here, and Frank Nelson has taken charge. GoldStars players are so full of smiles, and they can actually walk with their shoulders up high, looking at the kind of performance they produced today. The likes of Vincent Tatinga very experienced, has been around for a very long time. And all these players will be looking at helping the team to go out there and battle to defend the Ghana Premier League. And also, most importantly, in the CAF Champions League preliminary stage, Baby and GoldStars will be taking on JS Kabylie from Algeria. And it's already been confirmed that they will be playing at the Accra Sports Stadium. Godwin Ablodi, a former captain of Asante Kotoko. Today he works with Baby and GoldStars, also receiving his medals there.
Hello.
And they are exchanging pleasantries with all the dignitaries that are present. Gideon Fosu at the dance park. They don't look distraught at all. Clearly, they put up a fight, but it looks like Asante Kotoko showed more desire and hunger to be able to win this. So GoldStars are done taking up their medals. It is the turn of the champions, the Porcupine Warriors, cladded in their beautiful t-shirts with this all very much in high spirits, excited. Kotoko have not had too many exciting times in the last few days because things did not move well or go well for them in the Gauka Top 4. So this is how Asante Kotoko got the all-important goal. It was a header that was flicked. Goalkeeper Emmanuel Kobe tried his best, but the debutant, that is Hamzata, a former Accra Lions player, tapping in or getting the final touch to ensure that Asante Kotoko win this. So Kotoko also taking up their winners medal and exchanging pleasantries. Shaibu Abubakar left the game very early with an injury. He's been very promising for Asante Kotoko ever since he moved from Karela United. One of the best players they have at the moment, and we'll be looking at cementing the position going into the season proper. Asante Kotoko will be most.
Esiedu had a very good game. Samuel Tinedu has shown that he's got something under his sleeves. These are players that want to make impact for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, especially over the years. Kotoko have really not done well in the African competition. But Dreams FC, Mediama Sporting Club, last year we saw Summer Texas, we saw Treman FC all competing in the African competition, and so it also gives Kotoko new energy to go all out. And I think that coming back after the poor performance in Ghana,
does this really evoke confidence among the Kotoko fans who some way, somehow were doubting that the team could go out there and compete, or the team was ready to compete in the coming season?
Yes, especially after the top 4, they felt that no, there were a lot of work to do. And I think that the coach has done a lot of work on the players just after the Gaka Top 4. And this game, Kotoko really played well. Mutala from the left side to the right side, they dominated. And then if you look at the style of Abdul Karim Zito, switching to the 3-back, playing 2 wing backs, pushing Philip Amu to the right wing back, and also giving the opportunity to other players.
You can also see former Asante Kotoko captain and right back Amos Frimpong,
yes,
now works with the team in the technical department. I mean, he was such a brilliant player during his tenure.
And Kotoko have given a lot of their former players opportunity. Frimpong Manson, who is now the head coach of GoldStars, who has won the Premier League, is a former Kotoko player. Abdul Karim Zito, who is currently the head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, is their former player. Now we can see a lot of former players in the Kotoko new technical team. Amos Frimpong is one of them.
But on the basis of what you've seen, I mean, the trophy is being presented to Captain Samba O'Neill by Gideon Fosu as co-member. And I'm sure Samba O'Neill would be rushing to join his teammates as they celebrate this one. It's a big win for Asante Kotoko, a team that has suffered in recent times, even though they won the MTN FA Cup. Fans have not been really impressed with what they saw, especially in the Gauka Top 4. So this is a big one. He gets a hack from the CEO of Baby Eddie GoldStars, Samba O'Neill, approaching his teammates, and it's joy for Asante Kotoko. Samba O'Neill, 1, 2, 3, and Asante Kotoko are champions of champions. Yes, there you have it. The Porcupine Warriors, defying all odds, coming to the dangerous dance park and beating GoldStars by a goal to nil. Their fans are on cloud 9. There you see them with the Asante Kotoko flag, waving and partying and dancing with the team. Karim Zito sent to also flex with a trophy. His second trophy with Asante Kotoko. Karim Zito, he's already won the FA Cup. He came in with about 6 games to end the season, taking over from Prosper Nati Ogum. He went on to win the FA Cup, and today he's added the champion of champions to his cabinet. Such a brilliant manager. Formerly with Dreams FC. Formerly with Dreams FC. Formerly with Dreams FC. Formerly with Dreams FC, he guided them to the CAF Confederation Cup. Remember, he got to the semi-finals of that competition. The famous Dreams FC team that had the likes of Abdul Aziz Issa, Sean Entry, all in there, getting to the semi-final, only losing to Zamalek. So he's one of the most experienced managers we have in the country. Played with Asante Kotoko, won so many trophies with them, and now he's guided them to win trophy as the manager. That is brilliant. The Asante Kotoko fans that made a trip from Kumasi to Bebieni would be going back wearing a smile on their faces, knowing that the Porcupine Warriors look set and ready for the season, because it has not been a good time for them. They struggled, had difficulties in beating Golden Cake, went to South Africa, defeated Kaiser Chiefs in the Toyota Cup, and now back home after the Galka Top 4, things were not looking good for them. But this would actually inspire confidence as they will go on. And it looks like they are ready for the season. Big tasks ahead of them, especially coming up against Kara United from Nigeria in the CAF Confederation Cup. Mo, with what you've seen so far from both clubs, do you think they are ready, not just for the Ghana Premier League, but the attacks on the African continent?
Yes, they started preparations long ago. GoldStars last month completed all their deals. Last week they signed one more additional striker. He wasn't on bench for them. And if you look at the current crop of Kumasi Asante Kotoko players, they are beginning to gel. The top 4 gave them the opportunity to assess some of the new players. And for me, I think both sides are really prepared for the Africa.
Mo, you are my partner in crime for today, so you will stay with me. But let me bring in Mr. Frank Nelson Iwonkolo, a very experienced football administrator. Heart of Folk. I mean, he's done a few other things as well. So Mr. Frank Nelson will join me shortly so that we ask him a few questions about how things have really gone. Mr. Frank Nelson in Iwonkolo worked with Heart of Folk. I mean, as I said, he's a shareholder of Heart of Folk and also has worked with the FA before. He is the vice chairman of the Champions of Champions. And in the absence of Mr. Wilson Atta, Mr. Frank Nelson Iwonkolo is here, and he would be joining me shortly for us to have a discussion. But still, Mo, I mean, Karim Zito, before this tournament, I had a discussion with him at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. He talked about fatigue, but today he said he's worked on the psyche of the players. But I will ask you that question shortly. As Mr. Frank Nelson Iwonkolo joins me now, let Mr. Frank Nelson Iwonkolo join me. Mr. Nelson, it's a good one to have you here. I mean, your club is not your heart of food, but what you've witnessed from the two sides, Kotoko and Bebieni GoldStars, would you say our two teams are ready for the season and ready for the African tax?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I have to congratulate both teams. They exhibit football. The atmosphere, the supporters equally comported themselves. But I can say straightforward that with what I'm seeing today from these two teams, I think they are getting themselves ready. It's like a warm-up match for them to know that they are in a big tournament. And for them to represent Ghana is a big platform for them. So what we saw today, I mean, the discipline in the pitch is something that somebody can take home and say, yes, both teams are disciplined in terms of how they comported themselves and everything. I think at the end, they played very well. But in football, at the end of the day, one team has to win the game, and especially when it's a champion of champions. So I think Asante Kotoko did very well. GoldStars did very well.
Now, this is a bit of a red herring. Your team had to focus also preparing for the season. Would you take 1 or 2 cues from here and send to them?
Well, if you see the team Accra Suffolk is building, without any doubt or any shadow of doubt, you don't need to know that we are getting ready for where we're supposed to be. Because on this platform, Accra Suffolk is supposed to be on this platform. Either we're going for the FA Cup finals or going for the league, but unfortunately we couldn't make it. But this is a good thing. We have seen it, and I think I've spotted some players, though they are not for sale for now, but I know there are some players here.
Now you're going to recommend to Heart of Hope.
If I have them in my team.
Which players are those?
Well, it's my secret, and I know my coach will be looking at me to see which players are better. But I think it's a good match. We watched a very good match. For me, the discipline on the pitch was okay, in as much as they were a little bit in a hurry to make sure that everyone picks the trophy. But it's not the trophy that matters for me. What matters at this time is what they exhibited, what they sold to the fans, and then the character they are giving for the future. That's what important.
Thanks very much, Mr. Frank Nelson.
You're most welcome.
Good luck to you and Heart of Hope in the coming season.
Watch us coming 2025-26.
Well, and that is from Mr. Frank Nelson Iwankolo, a board member of Heart of Hope. And I'll be joined by the man whose team has lost, but he's still wearing a smile. The CEO of Baby GoldStars, Alex Kwesieju. Just a few days ago, your team defeated Asante Kotoko. What really went wrong for you today when you were watching that game from the stands?
I think the Kotoko team were more aggressive. Looking at the recent circumstances around their coming out of the Gaka top 4. So in football reality, you shouldn't expect today's game to be an easy one. And kudos, they like before them, they have gotten their goal. The two teams played very well. That's where I share my excitement. And they have truly represented the reasons why they are going to represent Ghana in the inter-CAF competitions. So my interest was, I was looking at something and I saw it.
Okay.
How preparedness my team was, and they showcased something positive. We need to do 1 or 2 things.
Now, talking about needing to do a little tweak, the transfer window ends tonight at 11:45 p.m. With what we've seen tonight, do you think you make 1 or 2 additions ahead of the closure?
You saw the upfront when Atakumi went out. It remained only Samson Eduku. And looking at the stature compared to the Kotoko defenders, he was somewhat bullied. And GoldStars is fortunate and lucky. We have brought on one tall Burkinabe.
Okay.
He is called Razak Sinu. He was with FC Sanitas of Burkina Faso. Very tall, like the Kotoko goalkeeper. We're hoping that he will gel and support us with the upfront, especially with area duels. That is where I think my team was lacking.
Okay, but you're happy with the team going into the season?
Yes, of course. I think seeing some of this competition, the coach must just look at some 1 or 2 shakeups, and there we go.
Thanks very much, the CEO of Baby GoldStars, and I will link up later and talk. I saw the man approaching, and I knew he was the one. Kwame Poku for Asante Kotoko. Kwame, big win for Asante Kotoko. How much of a confidence booster is this win for you going into the season?
In fact, we give thanks to Almighty for making this, for helping us to win this game. Because initially it wasn't easy. We losing 3 matches on a row and then bouncing back to win such a game. It's very, very impressive for us. And to be honest, we are very happy for ourselves and then for the team as well as the supporters.
But you think the team is ready for the African competition and the Ghana Premier League with what you've seen?
Of course, yes, we are mentally prepared and then physically too, we are prepared. We also what we did in South Africa, and I believe going forward, we expect ourselves to, summon ourselves in a good way, and so that we win the subsequent matches.
Okay, thanks very much, Kwame Poku there. And this is where we have to call it a wrap with our coverage from the Baby Dance Park. It has been a good one. It is Baby GoldStars, Asante Kotoko, and Asante Kotoko actually beating GoldStars by a 1-0 to win this big game has been a good one, as I said. Now, look out for Adisa Production. We'll be bringing more exclusive content to you. And this is just a teaser. From September 12th, you get a taste of what we can produce. And as I promised, we would produce magic. My name is Mutale Yakubu. This has been our live telecast of the Champion of Champions from the Bibiani Dance Park. Till we meet again, it's au revoir. Bye-bye.